In the quiet outskirts of Brookdale, Georgia, there stood a narrow wooden bridge that crossed over a slow-moving creek. It wasn't just any bridge. It was the heart of Earl Whitman's property, built by his late father nearly 40 years ago. Earl was a retired carpenter in his 60s, living alone on the same land where he'd grown up. The bridge connected his farmhouse to the main road, his only way in or out. To him, it wasn't just timber and bolts. It was memory, family, legacy. But one spring morning, he woke up to the ground trembling. The rumble of heavy engines shook his windows. Earl rushed outside and froze. A massive cement truck, bright yellow with the HOA logo painted on the side, was crossing his bridge. The wood creaked violently. The nails screamed under pressure. He waved his arms. "Hey, get that thing off my bridge!" The driver shrugged. "Talk to the HOA, old man!" Moments later, crack. One of the planks split. The truck made it across, but the damage was clear. Earl clenched his fists in disbelief. Later that afternoon, he found Karen Davenport, the newly elected HOA president, standing near the construction site for the new subdivision. Whispering Oaks. "Ms. Davenport," Earl began calmly, "your crew used my bridge without permission. It's not rated for trucks like that." Karen smirked. "That bridge? Please. It's public access." "No, ma'am," he replied, handing her the old county map. "See this line? Everything west of the creek is private property. Mine." She snatched the paper. "We'll use it as long as we need to. If you don't like it, sue us." Earl's jaw tightened. "I don't need to sue anyone, but you'll regret ignoring me." Over the next 2 weeks, it happened again. More trucks, more concrete, more cracking sounds. Every time he confronted them, Karen's answer was the same smug smile. "You can't stop progress, Mr. Whitman." But Earl wasn't just a carpenter. He'd spent 20 years working for the county's engineering department before retirement. He knew the law, and he knew patience always wins over pride. So instead of yelling, he started documenting. Every tire track, every truck license plate, every broken board. He took photos, time-stamped everything, and quietly filed a report with the county. 2 weeks later, a certified letter arrived in his mailbox. It was from the HOA's lawyer. It read, "Mr. Whitman, cease obstructing construction access immediately or face trespassing charges." He chuckled softly. "They're threatening me on my own land." He drove into town the next day, walked straight into the county assessor's office, and requested a meeting with the zoning supervisor. After showing his records and the deed, the supervisor looked up, stunned. "Mr. Whitman, they're not only trespassing, they built part of their new road across your land too." Earl smiled faintly. "Good to know." He didn't rush to court. He waited, just like his father taught him, until the job was finished. And on a bright June morning, when the final cement truck crossed the bridge one last time, its weight snapped another board. The driver cursed. Earl just watched from his porch, sipping his coffee. He knew what was coming. By midsummer, Whispering Oaks subdivision was complete. 96 new homes with pristine lawns and freshly paved streets. Karen Davenport stood proudly at the ribbon-cutting ceremony, boasting about community progress. But while she gave her speech, 2 sheriff's vehicles pulled up. Earl stepped out from his old blue pickup, holding a folder. The crowd turned. Karen frowned. "Oh, great! Not you again!" Earl walked up calmly. "Actually, Ms. Davenport, this event concerns me too." She crossed her arms. "Unless you're buying a house, I don't think so." He handed her a document. "You should read this." Karen glanced down, and her face went pale. It was a court injunction. Earl spoke evenly. "That's a temporary halt on all activity and access through my property, including your trucks and entry roads." The sheriff added, "Ma'am, the court has confirmed Mr. Whitman's ownership. The bridge and the land up to 50 feet past the creek are legally his." Karen's jaw dropped. "That's impossible. Our survey—" Earl interrupted softly. "You used my bridge without asking. You ignored my warnings. And now, every home in your subdivision sits on a road illegally built over my land." Gasps rippled through the crowd. Reporters started taking photos. Karen stammered, We can fix this. Maybe an agreement." Earl shook his head. "I tried to be reasonable. You broke what my father built. So now you're going to pay to rebuild it, every inch of it." Within weeks, the story exploded online. HOA ignored old man S. bridge warning, now owes him millions. Lawyers confirmed that since the HOA used his land as access for all heavy vehicles, they owed liability damages for structural destruction and trespassing. The court ordered the HOA to pay full repair costs for the bridge, compensate Earl for land damage, lease long-term rights for continued road use. Under his terms, Karen tried to fight it, but her arrogance caught up. During the hearing, the judge replayed drone footage Earl's neighbor had recorded, showing cement trucks crossing the bridge day after day. The judge leaned forward. "Ms. Davenport, the evidence is overwhelming. You knew you had no right to